Hi everyone, I'm back. I'm just going to do a really short video this week on my patchwork pet leashes. I've been making these for about 10 years and I love them. They're a stash buster. They're strong because we interface it. They work. I use these on my psychotic pug to walk her all the time. I've got all sorts of scrap packs, half-pound packs in the shop at SoHungryHippie.com. I've also got rainbow iridescent lobster clasp. These doohickeys, and that's what goes onto their harness if you need that. All right, let's get to it. All right, so let me move my leashes. These are leashes I've made a long time ago. And you see, sometimes I use big pieces of scraps, and sometimes I make it a little bit shorter. It doesn't matter. You do what you want to do, and it's going to be awesome. Okay, so let me get my scraps. So I'm just going to pull these out here. Don't worry too much or fuss too much on length and width. We're going to build it so that it's the right, so that it's bigger than the cut size that we'll be cutting to. It's the same way I make almost all of my patchwork bags. I build the fabric pieces and then I worry about cutting the actual cut to size, whatever. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm gonna shut up now. As we're just sewing these seams, making these long strips, okay? We're gonna build it to the length. Once it's pressed and beautiful, we'll trim it down to the correct width. All right, let's go. So now we've got all these pieces sewn together. Oh, that makes a pretty banner. Now, there's all kinds of cool gadgets, but my little gypsy cutter, or whatever it's called, is downstairs. So I'm just gonna go like this. Sometimes gadgets are fun, but I also find a lot of them I can't find them. Well, I know where it's at. Anyways, God, I'm talking a lot. Too much coffee. All right, so now we're going to press, and I'm going to change the view. Okay, so now we're just going to sew the bigger pieces together. So I'm probably going to lay them out here and see how I like them. Yep. Do that one on the end. Those together. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so just repeat these two right sides together and let's sew it. And we're just repeating, we're just chain piecing again, the larger sections to one another. So Let's trim this bad boy down to size. So to keep this on my cutting table, I am just going to fold it in half. All right, let me switch the view. So here it is, folded in half. I'm gonna fold it again because I'm a rebel. And then take my ruler. And I just want a straight edge here, so I'm just cleaning that up. And then once I've got my clean straight edge, I need to change my blade. Now from here, I can measure. So this is the thing. So these are a little bit skinnier than my other ones. See the difference? Now it doesn't matter if it's wide or skinny. You just want the end to fit this little hardware piece. So I'm still going to make the rest of the leash exactly like my other one. So we want it 4 inches wide because we're going to fold it like double fold binding. You should not have to press hard when you're using a rotary cutter. I've probably had this in here for, I'm not even going to say it because it's like sewing blasphemy. I'm not even going to tell you. I'll take out like black threads and stuff if I see anything, but these longer seams, I don't care. Let's just get this attached. This is fusible, so it's really, really easy to work with. It's not permanent if you fuse it down and you have a wrinkle in your fabric. Just peel it off. It's fine. Oh, it's already making the fabric look so much better. See, that one is a little wrinkled, so let me peel that back a bit. Make sure that my fabric is flat. Sometimes I do it on that side first, and sometimes I do it this way first. But rules are made to be broken, so do what you want to do, right? Like if it's attached, who cares how it got that way? This is super forgiving, so don't freak out. If a little bit on the edge is showing, don't worry about it. You don't need to trim that right now. Just relax. Take a breath. There's enough to worry about in life, right? Okay, so I'm just going to trim that off because I think I've got more than enough length. So mine is 74 inches long. Now previously I made my leashes 60 inches long, but I think it's nice to have longer length, especially if you have a bigger dog, I think. I don't know, maybe I'm making that up. But you can make it whatever length you wish to do. This leash that I use all the time, see, we're gonna make a loop, so you need some length there. You wanna be able to put it on your wrist. This one, let's see. Let me do the math. I gotta pause this because I can't do this in my head. Okay, so this one is about, oh, but I didn't add that guy. 58. Yeah, so this one is 65 inches, and this is the one I probably use the most. So between 60 and 75 inches, I think, is the best usable length, especially since we have a big loop here, and then we have a loop down here also. And I make it big. I don't like get it tight next to the hardware because I don't want to risk hitting that hardware. Okay, so in my directions, hopefully I'll have a PDF or something like real soon for this. I'm going to put 60 to 75 inches. Take it or leave it, huh, Tori? All right, let's fold this bad boy. Why do I always say bad boy? Okie dokie. Just like wide binding, I'm going to fold it like this, raw edges to meet. This is marking the center crease. We don't leave it like this. Okay, so that's all the way down. Now we're gonna bring the edges in to meet at that center crease, like that, okay? And press. Okay. Now we're just folding one more time. Boop. Boop. There it is. With long lengths of fabric like this, it can be easy to pull. Don't pull. The interfacing will help with that. It'll help stop you from pulling and distorting the fabric, but just be cognizant of it. I wish somebody had told me that when I was a new sewist, because a lot of times I'd do long strips or whatever for a bag handle, and then they'd be all whoop. And that's why, because I didn't realize I was pulling. Sometimes it takes a few years to understand this stuff. Now we're ready to sew it. Let's sew down that open edge, y'all, without pulling on the fabric. I had a teacher once that would do that when she wanted you to like really remember something. Without pulling on the fabric. Okay. I can be down with big ass cues. Every time you stop, make sure your needle is down in the fabric. Okay, there's that side. I'm going to press it really quick, and then we're going to sew down the other side. I'm just trimming off the ends because it's quicker. Okay, so we've got this. Now we can do the hand loop, the wrist loop, and the leash loop. Okay, so what you want to do is make a mark at 18 inches, or put a pin there, or whatever you want to do to mark it. And then bring your end down to meet that. Slightly tuck that edge under if you want, or if you feel like that's going to be too thick for your machine to sew, just use some pinking shears here. Let's see, do I have mine? Of course not. Okay, so I don't have my pinking shears here, but what I'm gonna do when I go downstairs in my other studio is I'm going to put some fray check on here, just so in the future it never ever unravels, okay? Fray check or pinking shears on the end, or both. All right, let's sew right across here to secure that. Remember to lock stitch. I go back and forth like 3 times here. If you don't have fray check or pinking shears, just make it anyways. Sometimes frayed raggedy edges are kind of hippie cool, you know, so don't let a little thing like that stop you. Okay, so there's my wrist loop. Now you can make it smaller. I've made these as small as a 13-inch loop. This is, I think, going to be most comfortable for the majority of people, and in case your man friend walks your dog. There you go. Okay, so now let's do the other end. I'm going to smush this through. It's just barely too wide, and that does not bother me. If it bothers you, fold this in half and then bring it through. But I think it's kind of cute to have that little cinched in waist. Now, usually I'm going to tuck it under and sew right across there, and then all edges are hidden. So let's do it flat like last time and hit that with pinking shears or fray check. You can do like a fancy X in this portion, a rectangle with an X if you want. It's really up to you. I just want to keep this really simple. And I don't want to take that much time myself on this. I have stuff to do. And look at this. We're done. So cute. Super usable. Oh my gosh. I have paint on my sweater. I didn't know. I didn't know I'd been filming a whole video with paint on my sweater. But you know what? Too bad. That's the way it is. Not gonna refilm it now. No, we ain't. Come here. Come here. Come here. Well, she's not. Anyways, there it is. I love it. It's fun. It's easy. You can do this while you're watching a Netflix. You know, it's not like doing quadratic triangles or something, or like the Pythagorean theorem. You can just put your scraps together, iron some interfacing, and away you go. All right. I hope to see you soon.